Hey folks, Vortex here and welcome to my review of the Intuaura Balance. As you can see, these are a single dynamic driver, I'm pretty sure, and they do look pretty good. They are priced just under £120 as of on Linsol's site. Obviously that's a spoiler where it's from. And yet, as usual, full disclaimer, I want to thank Linsol for sending this out to me, so thank you very much. I was not paid to this video and I thought opinions on my own, as per usual. And yet, live a balanced life. Says it's an authentic product, which I don't think I've ever received a fake product. I don't think, but obviously they do exist. So yeah, these are a single dynamic driver, as I'm far aware. Obviously it's a 2-pin as well. They look pretty cool. I like that kind of effect. And yeah, I'm not quite sure how these tuned. I have no idea. As you can see, still sealed, and this box is actually quite big. So that's my hand, as you can see. So yeah, quite a large box. So you must get quite a few accessories. But anyway, let's get into it. So here we are, let's have a closer look. Like I said, authentic product. I don't think I've ever tried a fake. There's the brand, let's see what's on the back. So just some specs, good dates in both. So 20 hours to 20 kilos, which is enough cable length. Again, this is all normal detachable wires. You can see it's a 0.782 pin. 3.5, so obviously quite universal, and uses a 10mm dynamic driver. I'm not sure what type of DD it uses, but obviously it'll be on the Linsol page, and some address info there. Let's have a look. So quite a large box. So Intuaura there. Come on. So let's see what we get. Ta-da! So yeah, 3.5, 2-pin, perfectly fine. Cable looks relatively normal. As long as it works is the main thing. 1441. I think it's to scan for a user manual. Obviously just common sense. Silica gel. Good that they've included that to keep the moisture down. So different types of tips. So quite a wide bore on that one, and a slot maybe slightly narrower, but yeah, that looked fine. Again, quite a large case. This feels really empty, and that's quite nice to actually include them in even more packaging. Just get one of these out. I don't think they really had to put them in a bag. A bag in a pouch, in a case, in a box. So just get one of these out. Okay, oh, I didn't know there's even transparent. So that's actually quite nice. That's I've never seen a vent like that before. That's very different. And you got that one there. Okay, these are, yeah, so I had no idea. You can see on the box, it looks quite dark, the shell. Well, yeah, it's much more, that's actually quite nice. Okay, looking forward to these. Nozzle length's quite large. DD in there. So yeah. Okay, looking forward to these. So as usual, I'll do all my tests. Spend a bunch of time on it. Quite curious to see what these are like, because these are probably the best looking DDs I've tried, and the technology looks a bit different. Well, how it's vented is a bit different. You can see this looks like a circuit board down the back. It's hard to see. But in real life, it's easy just to see in there. But yeah, so yeah, I'll see you guys in the future. So welcome to my review section of the Intuaura Balance. As you can see what it looks like. So this is the cable it comes with. I think I've seen this before. It's fine. It's not nothing special, but it does the job. These connectors quite large, and you got here you can grip with it. But anyway, 3.5, and you got kind of the emblem. I think it's that way, INN. But quite smooth cable. I'm not sure the core count, but it's probably on the Linsol's website. Chin slider there, very loose, but if that matters to you. And there, and obviously this is what they look like fixed. Very good. This is quite loose, which is, I don't mind really. Obviously that's what they look like fitted. That's there. So not too bad. So power and sensitivity on this set, I didn't really have any issues at all powering these. These use a, I can't remember the DD they've used. It's on the website, obviously you can check it. But it's relatively kind of normal kind of driver. They do state it's got larger extension and stage, and it does, but we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, 10mm dynamic driver. Just take this off. There we go. Yeah, pound 72, no problem at all. DDs I find are less fussy. Balanced armatures and planars can be more funny, but yeah, normal kind of DD technology, presume, and it works absolutely fine. So comfort and fit was a bit of a it took a bit of to get right. So they were a comfortable pair. That's quite a large nozzle. So yeah, I had to insert these deep, but I also had to use, these are large. Now I normally use medium tips, so I had to go the next size up. And the angle seems a bit odd. Maybe the angle needs to be a bit more sharper, maybe. But yeah, I had a little bit issue trying to get these fit. It took quite a bit of adjusting. I thought I'd let you know, but again, your mileage may vary really, but that's for my take on this. And there you got this vent. So they basically is to help reduce any like any issues of like the driver flex, an extension, anything like that. It must work because I had no issues at all. It seems to work absolutely great, really. It's some sort, I've never seen one so large. Helps with sound stage, but because it's on the inside, not the outside, it doesn't really leak. If anybody's by you, so whatever that is, it works. So that's very good. But yeah, I think it is to help reduce driver flex, because you can see there's no real, there's some tiny one there, just there, but yeah, it works. So that's pretty good. Apart from maybe the angle of this tip seems a bit, the angle of the nozzle seems off, but that's just my take on it. So sound stage and imaging while we're at it. Sound stage I think is very good for DD. They sound very open and airy. And imaging on this set seems okay. It seems somewhere in the middle. They're not bad, they're not great, but imaging is, it's okay. More than good enough in my opinion. And isolation is actually okay on this set, but obviously if that wasn't there, it probably wouldn't be as good really. Timbre on this set as well is decent as well as it would be for single DD, and I think that's that. So tuning, so put the graph up there so you can have a look. So tuning, it is relatively what I class as standard these days, so V shape ish to it. Upper mids, well, I'd say lower treble slightly more than I prefer, but it's actually, it sounds smoother than you'd probably expect, but for my preference, I prefer a little bit less, you know, that 2.5K to 4K ish. Just a little bit off the top there, then it's like really perfect. But bass is quite punchy. It's more of a mid bass over sub bass, which I prefer because more mid bass is in music than sub bass, in my opinion. You know, it's hard enough. They're not bass monsters, but for electronic, techno, pop music, you know, those kind of things I mainly listen to, works absolutely fine. Rock works fine as well. Symphonic metal works fine for that as well. But yeah, good bass really. I like the punch. It may bleed a little bit too much into the mid-range, so the mid-range isn't probably as clean as I want, but it's a trade-off. Do you want a little bit more low-end punch, or do you want it to sound a bit thinner? It's kind of the, but it doesn't, it's not too, it's not that muddy really. It's like mild muddy, but it's that trade-off. But I prefer this tuning over one that doesn't have any upper bass part bleed into the mid-range, but that's my opinion. Gives it more body, more punch, more life to it, but that's my preference. Yeah, upper mid-range is, again, you can see there's an elevation, but it's not too shouty. Female vocals sound good, and males sound good really. And apart from that, mid-range is good. It's pretty good. Again, it's not clean mid-range, but it all depends on your kind of preference, in my opinion. So treble, you can see good extension, 8K peaks from the coupler. Pretty good channel matching. It's not perfect, but it's close enough. It's pretty good really. Yeah, obviously that I spoke about the lower treble, that 2.5 to 4K kind of, it's the presence region, so they do tend to boost it there to make things look more of a detailed sound. Again, I would like slightly less elevation there, but that's my opinion. But for that, treble on this is actually pretty good. overall product, I do like what they've done. Again, it's probably just the worst thing was about the fit, but that might just be for my ears, but it's very rare I encounter that, so that might be just be how it is, or it might just be for my fitment to my ear canals. But from that, treble is solid really. It's not, it's not aggressively tuned in a big V shape. It's not tuned that way, but yeah. So I think that's pretty much it. So conclusion of the Intuaura Balance. Not a bad set at all. Priced, I think, just £119, I think, which I think it's about $160 converted. For a single DD, it's probably a little bit pricey from a brand that's not as well known as maybe Moondrop, for example. But yeah, it's still a quality product. Obviously, the quality control is good. Again, the biggest negative for me is the fitment, I guess, from this nozzle. I did try with all the different tips that came with it, and it was kind of the same on all of them. Probably a bit worse with the wide bore tips. Apart from that, tuning's pretty good. It's a pretty standard tuning, but a lot less got a bit better extension than normal dynamic drivers in this kind of price range or just below. Maybe it's a little bit expensive, but it's kind of a jack of all trades DD. He did well. It's probably one of the better DDs I've tried for probably quite a while. You pay a bit extra for it and you've got it. Depends if that's up to you. But £119, it's not that cheap. But at least with the packaging, you get enough stuff. Like the cable's pretty good. The cable case is pretty good. It's big enough. You get the 2 tips. And yeah, so I'll probably end it there. So yeah, I recommend it. It's a good set. Again, 2 things I don't like is the nozzle shape and maybe the price really, and maybe it's a little bit I won't say it's sharp, but preference I prefer slightly less in the lower treble. And I think end it there. If you think I missed anything about these, please do let me know in the comments. Thanks so much and take care, and I'll see you next video.